All right, let's talk about Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals as they had a interesting game. I thought Kyler played mostly well in this one. Again, it's tough. You're playing San Francisco. They're scoring every drive. That's going to hurt things. It just is. But in this situation, it's zone coverage. You see the concept on the screen. The way it's supposed to work is the receiver who is closest towards the top of the screen is going to run a deeper route to push the corner further deep. Then you have, it's going to be tight ends because they love their tight ends on this play. This is, of course, the great Trey McBride, who all of a sudden, really talk about a breakout season he's having. Hey, that's tight end. Sometimes it's not their rookie year to have their breakout year. Sometimes it takes them a bit, but man, he's having a great year. They're going to try to get the ball to him, though, right? Scheme something open for him. As you see, Kyler is going to run this play action, nice little blitz pickup by the halfback, and he throws it, and you look at how open McBride got. You definitely saw this at times. You saw the scheme work. You saw them be able to get guys open against a good defense. Obviously, we know about the Niners defense. Fred Warner is the closest linebacker in the area. Again, who knows exactly how the Niners like to cover this, but if at any point you're getting this open above Fred Warner, I don't care if it was his fault or not, it's good stuff. As you see, Kyler makes an accurate throw. They're able to pick up a chunk play. So we saw stuff like that, especially early on, able to get certain chunk plays here and there, which was obviously helpful. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it all went well. Even offensively, there were some issues. But like this one being the key one, the pick six. Listen, the Niners offense, good enough as is. Don't want to be throwing pick sixes. Although this one is kind of in the vein of a more understandable one because it's a fourth down. So on fourth down, it's fine to take more chances. It is. You see this route going over the middle, could get into a gap in coverage. Honestly, I have no issue with trying to force the issue, if you have to, if you're Kyler. As you see, Kyler Murray is going to take the snap. He is going to look down the field. He fires down the field. I would say it's just a great play by Tre'Davious Ward here, he read the play, and he's jumping up in front of the route. It's just a simple scenario of he reads the play, he steps in. Obviously, now we see it's a terrible decision, but at the time, Kyler didn't know Ward was going to read the play and step down. And again, maybe it's one of those things where you don't take that chance if it's first down and 10, but on 4th and 3, why wouldn't you take a chance? As you see, gets picked off, and then, Ward, looking like a NFL wide receiver out there with the way he's able to run, through a gap and end up getting a touchdown there. So that's the part that really stinks about it. If it was, intercepted, well, honestly, who cares, really? You're not getting the ball either way if you don't get the conversion, but the giving up the touchdown on the back end was tough. But again, I'm not going to crush Kyler for that. I'm just not. We still saw stuff like this from Kyler, something where it's going to be, simple stuff, but it's going to be a design quarterback run, which, me, I love a good design quarterback run, and that's what we're going to see here. The way it works is you're going to fake a handoff, and then Kyler's going to run towards the outside. I'm highlighting the edge rusher for San Francisco as that's the player you're really going to want to really try and fool. That's the guy you're trying to fool here, Randy Gregory. And watch as when Kyler runs this play action and then gets to the outside. You see Gregory is still trying to get to the running back. He's convinced that it's in that direction. Ward doing, he's still out of position himself. It was a good fake by Arizona, but not as out of position. He's kind of starting to read this. And in certain scenarios, maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But with Kyler Murray, getting just slightly out of position, that's enough. Watch him just completely run by. Ward eventually steps out of bounds to avoid the hit. Obviously want to protect yourself. There was a point when it looked like Kyler got hurt, but luckily was able to finish the game. But, as a whole, these are just the types of plays that he brings to the table that really help out the offense. Heading over to a play like this was a disappointing one. It was. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that if they hit on this touchdown, then they're winning the game. But at the same time, you are down 15 points with, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's a game. You score a touchdown, it's a one-score game, assuming they don't go for two and miss it here. It would be a one-score game, at the end of the third quarter. That's pretty impressive against, San Francisco with how they've blown out some teams. For the Niners, on third down and goal at the 10, they're sending the house. They are going to blitz Kyler because we see how Kyler's legs can get him out of jams, so that, they're going to try and do that. Because of this, when this begins, you're going to see that, a defender gets a straight shot to Kyler, which that's how this works, right? You blitz 6, there's only 5 offensive linemen, someone's going to get a straight shot to the quarterback. That's the advantage. The disadvantage, of course, one-on-one matchups, but, in an end zone situation, you're more okay with doing that because you're not giving up a long touchdown if it goes wrong. And honestly, in this scenario, it doesn't look like there's a lot Kyler can do, right? Because the defender, he's sort of closer towards the outside. It's almost like he has containment here. So for Kyler, either he runs into his own offensive line, in which you assume a defender would get free and make a tackle, or he gets tackled by the guy who has an unblocked shot towards him. Either way, it seems like a bad situation. But no, watch Kyler just sidestep him, and he's going to get to the point where he's able to throw, and there is an opening here. Now, he's throwing off balance, but you do have an opening. So this is a good situation at this point. However, Kyler just couldn't quite make the play on that one. And listen, it would have been a great play had he been able to do it. And it does go to show some of the value that he brings to the table. At the same time, though, you would have liked to see him be able to finish that play. But I think, to me, the bigger picture is there were times when Kyler was asked to do a lot, and he was only able to do, 90% of what was the great sum that was needed instead of all of it, which, again, even if he was able to do everything possible, I still don't know if it would have been enough against San Francisco. He did a lot really well, but there were, just going to say it wasn't perfect either, but it was really good. And also just sort of the game manager stuff, which is very good. This one, 4th down and 3, it's going to be a route that's just going to try and get underneath the zone coverage here. Watch as when the play begins, Kyler takes a snap, he's looking in that direction, there is a window, and you see Kyler, he's already getting ready to start the throwing motion. Watch him make a perfectly accurate pass. They pick up a 1st down on 4th and 3. Good stuff there by Kyler. So yeah, as a whole, a good day from Kyler Murray. Again, I don't know what exactly we do with this situation. What have we learned here? I don't know. I think what we've learned, maybe, broader concept is that we know he is good. We know Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. I think that there is still the do you go after a quarterback in the draft question, which, listen, I don't know. As of right now, they're picking 3rd. I'm thinking absolutely not. Maybe if there's a quarterback you absolutely love, and hey, Carolina did win, so there is that outside chance that perhaps, you could find a way to get the number 1 overall pick, then I think it becomes a discussion. But as of right now, no. I think I'm happy with Kyler if I'm the Cardinals. He's playing good football, and that's good to see. But yeah, that's just how I view it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Kyler Murray? Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.